Hello, and welcome to another video. All right, so in today's video, we're gonna talk about a little something different. Y'all thought I was gonna leave you hanging? You thought I was gonna sit here and tell you all my business. Hear you guys say, like, I needed this, I'm going through this, help a sister. I hear you say all that and leave you hanging? Absolutely not. Despite algorithms and people's opinions. And just for a second, let's pause for the cause of algorithms and people's opinions. You think that I don't realize for a second, YouTube favors me as a massage therapist. Yes, they favor me as a massage therapist. However, massage therapy, I'm gonna say now and I'm gonna continue to say, is a very small speck of my life. And I really think the thing that you would benefit from the most is the other stuff. That's why I'm going to share it. However, I realize massage therapy has provided me the space to be able to do exactly what I'm doing right now, which is why I am sharing my massage therapist journey, and I will continue to share it. I will continue to encourage you to become a massage therapist, and I'll continue to show you the ropes. I'm going to keep on doing that because that's what I do, okay? However, I'm not going to leave out this stuff. So in today's video, we're going to talk about practical tips. I'm going to give you some practical tips to navigating your family cutoff. And it might not be a family, like it might not be like your, mother, sister, brother kind of family. It might be a relationship cutoff, like a husband, a boyfriend. I want to give you some tools that I use in navigating that, okay? So without further ado, let's pause for a second. I do realize as well that if I was on here, on this YouTube, with little to no clothes on, and talking about stuff that really doesn't help anyone, really keeps people on kind of this superficial level of life, things will move quicker, things will go faster, things will go further faster. However, I'm looking for further in the long run. I don't just want success for me. I also want success for you. So I realize that some people only subscribe for my massage therapy content. And that's okay, but I don't want those who subscribe for it all to miss out on it all, okay? I want us to be like well-rounded all the way around, because if you're a massage therapist, honey, I know for a fact, and you better believe that there's still some stuff in the background that we need to take care of. So this time, for real, without further ado, let's get into it. First thing, and the most important thing, that is, you need to figure out a way to financially support yourself, period. Being manipulated, one of the biggest entry points that somebody can manipulate you is your need for money, your need to be taken care of, your need for something, okay? And it's usually surrounding finances. So the first thing that you need to do before you can even think about anything else, why? Because money answers all things. Before you can even think about anything else, you need to figure out a way that you are going to take care of yourself. And especially if you have children, but even if you don't. I have worked with people. I remember I worked at this daycare, and I was working with this girl. She was fresh out of high school, and she was saying that she knew that her family was toxic, and she knew she needed to move out. She knew that she could feel it. She could feel they were kind of like crabs in a bucket dragging her down. She knew this, but she could not afford to move out because she didn't have her own transportation. But she didn't have her own transportation because she couldn't afford it. And I too was found in the exact same situation. I have to be manipulated by you. I have to listen to what it is that you have to say, even if I know that it's wrong, because where am me and my children gonna go? On the streets? And that was an option for me, to go on the streets by myself. That was an option for me. But what about the children? So the first thing that you need to do is figure out a way to financially support yourself. On this channel, I'm showing you guys massage therapy and how massage therapy has literally paved the way for me to financially support myself. I don't have to work my tail to the bone. And if I look at the amount of money that I was making back then and look at the amount of money that I'm making now, in the time that I'm making it now, I wish I would have known about this sooner. I wish I would have known that I need to take up a trade that could make me money sooner and that wouldn't take up all my time. And I don't know another trade like this. You let me know, okay? You let me know one that you could work 2 days out of the week or 3, and you could take care of yourself and your children. And I'll wait. that you could literally work while your children are at school. You have school-age kids. You could work while your children are at school, be off by the time they get off, and still make enough money to support yourself. I wait. That is my goal. That is why I'm telling you guys about massage. But you have to figure out a way, even if it's not massage therapy, you have to figure out a way to take care of yourself financially, because it's going to be very hard to get out of people's grip and, you know, their strongholds if you need to be taken care of by them. Okay, so let's move to the next thing. The next thing is you need to build mental fortitude to be able to walk this thing out completely. How do you do that, Tanzzyi? I made a video for you guys about your thought life. I will link that video. Like I said before, I go back and watch that video. So another thing that I love to do is read. I know you guys have seen my bookshelf before. Like, reading is the thing. If you're reading online, if they're online books, if they're like physical books, you need to read something that is going to nourish your mind into the place that you desire to be. Okay, I have a few books here. This one, the Anxiety and Worry Workbook, is literally a book that changed my life. If you struggle with anxiety, you need to get this book. Okay, I am not sponsored by the writers of this book or by Amazon, but you need to get this book. And the crazy thing is, I talked to some of my clients, like my massage clients, and recommend this book to them too. And some people have told me that this book helped them without me even mentioning it. Get this book, okay? These are some other books. I have these books. I like kind of like real life books. I like kind of real life. We need to know the real story, okay? Books like this. The Women of the Bible Speaks is literally one of my favorite books, okay? And of course, therapy. If you can't afford therapy, I would definitely say books like this to be, I don't want to say a good second, but they're good to nourish your mind and encourage yourself, and they will help you to build like this mental fortitude to kind of, because the thing is, you need to teach yourself that you're not the only one going through what you're going through. That is a total lie and misconception. Even that someone else who seemingly has more than you isn't going through something. Get that out of your head. Everybody going through something. Some people will admit it. Some people will act like it's not there. But because you're watching this video, I'm going to assume that you're not the person who acting like you don't need nothing. Okay? So get yourself a book. If you can't afford therapy, I highly suggest getting into therapy, but if you can't afford therapy, you need to seek out wise counsel. I said that before. There are people here on YouTube. That's really how I got from the place of like being homeless, not having my child with me, to like, Tanzzyi, you can do this. Yes, I built a relationship with God, and I am not talking about religion. I'm talking about relationship, because the one who created you, not the person, the one who created you is really the only one who knows all the ins and outs and exactly what you need to do and exactly the timing you need to do it in. The only one. No one could have told me the timing of everything aside from God. So I highly suggest to get in relationship with him. However, I know that's not the background of everyone, but what you need to do is get to a place. You need to find a place, get to a place, find a place, discover a place, whatever, where you can build some mental fortitude, because you're going to need it to be able to fully walk forward and not trip up on everything that somebody says and all the things that have happened to you. Those things that have happened to you, they're in the past. They're in the past. And if you're not careful, you're going to be 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, still talking about what somebody did to you when you were 10. And still in the same place. And more often than not only are you still in the same place, but now you're doing the thing that you're talking about someone did to you, to your children. If you look at it, there's this person here on YouTube, they do like homeless interviews. I think it's called Atlanta Homeless Interviews. And I hear a lot of those stories, and they're so sad. They're heartbreaking, some of them. But a lot of this, they all have that same ring to it. My mama did this. My mama wasn't there. My daddy did this. My daddy wasn't there. This person wasn't there, and this person wasn't there. At some point in time, you're going to have to stop talking about who wasn't there and be there for yourself, and then be there for your children. And how do you do that? I'm giving you some tips right here. Remember, first, you need to figure out a way to be financially secure yourself. And the next thing you're going to need to do is build some mental fortitude. Okay? So the next thing I put was journeying back through your life to see the ways that you were harmed, to see the way that you've harmed others, and plan how you going to move forward. Okay? It kind of closely ties into the other one about building more mental fortitude, but building mental fortitude is more of gaining an understanding. This next step I'm telling you about is, what do you do after I understand what they did to me? Okay? The video I made for you guys, the last video I made for you guys on this topic, after I understand what was done, what do I do now? Okay? I need to journey back, because the person who sits back and says, I've never done anything to hurt anyone, you're wrong. You missed it. You missed it, and you're probably hurting someone currently. You can't think of a way that you have hurt someone. It's going to be very hard for you to move forward, because 9 out of 10 times you're being delusional. You're living in la-la land. Even if someone inflicted pain on you, like even if someone did something to you and it caused you to do the other thing to someone else, like I have explained, it's still me hurting someone else, okay? So it's really kind of journeying back to this place where you realize that it's okay, and also that you need to forgive some people so that you can move on. And by forgiving, I do not mean I'm letting you back in. You guys have heard this time and time again. I know. I don't mean I'm letting you back in. I mean I am forgiving you. I'm respecting you. I'm honoring the fact that you are human. And that moves right into my next thing, and that is, you can't take the humanity away from humans. We are all humans. It doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter who you believe in. We're all humans, okay? And some people have really gone out there and they think that we're not humans, but we're all humans, okay? We're all humans, and in trying to understand the pain of someone else, it will better help you understand your pain. That is a tricky place to get to. And people ask me all the time, how can someone do this to you? And mind you, some things I haven't even mentioned on this camera, and I dare not. How can someone do that to you and you move into a place where you forgive them? I have to look at them through the eyes that say, man, what if this were me? What if I didn't grow up with my parents? What if this were me? How would I want to be treated if I did this to someone else? How? And I get it. There is evil in this world. People do evil things. Some people just evil and twisted. But I have to always look with the eyes that say, man, what if that were me? How would I want somebody to treat me? Nobody, and I do mean nobody, wakes up in the morning and they say, today I want to be as evil as I can be, without something actually happening to that person to bring them to that place. So you need to look at them with the eyes of compassion and love, and I promise you, it will help you to see your own pain, put your own pain in perspective, and ultimately help you to move forward in life, okay? Moving on to the next. And I have the last thing, and that is to apply compassion to every area that you discovered, okay? When you think about someone who's wounded, and this can only happen, you can only get to this stage if your true goal is healing. And that's your healing and the other person's healing. A lot of people, they just want revenge. I just want to see something bad done to you because of what you did to me. That ain't God, and that is not the place that true healing comes from. True healing, true forgiveness, true healing, to really come to this place of peace and love and understanding and wholeness, truly, it comes from, not only do I know what you did to me, but I hope you get better. I hope you never do what you did to me to another person ever again. That is true. That's wholeness within you to be able to say that to another person. So apply compassion to every place that you discover. You think about an injury, right? Think about if I had like an injury to my leg. If I truly wanted this injury to be healed, I would not continue to cut it. So I wouldn't continue to throw stones over there saying, you did this to me, you did that to me, you did that to me. I wouldn't continue to do that. I would do something to try to remedy the bleeding, right? I would apply pressure. I would wrap this up so that I could remedy the bleeding. And the crazy thing is, the thing that I explained to you is sometimes, even if I've done that, I still got to get my leg amputated. Sometimes I still got to cut you off, even though I did everything that I could do to save our relationship. I got to cut you off. And why do I have to cut you off? Because the other part of my leg is attached to the rest of my body. So I can't, at some point you have to survey the situation. I have to say, you know what? This part right here is actually going to infect the rest of my body if I don't cut it off. So I could try to hold on to this dead leg if I want to. I could do that. And possibly ruin the rest of me, kill myself. Or I can cut this off and go around legless. I got one leg now. And you know what? Someone's going to look at me hopping around here with one leg with my prosthetic on. At some point in time, I'm going to have to explain to someone the story, which is what I'm doing for you guys right now. But I can give a teachable moment in that place. So don't always look at the things that you have to cut off, that you have to let go, as bad things. Sometimes it's good, but I do not want to take away from the pain that exists inside those spaces. I pray that God bring you peace and give you joy as you walk through this process. And I thank you guys for trusting in me and trusting in my opinion to help you through this process. I love you guys. And as always, if you have a question, ask a question, and I'll see y'all in the next video.